Taurus, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early August 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's going on for the lovely Taurus collective. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Shuffle it up here one time and see what we got. So we move on into August, please. And yeah, we're going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock. What do we got for Taurus, please? Guides and Spirit Team. Yeah, there it is. Thank you. Okay, so this dreamy energy is still sticking around. And I will say this, Taurus, last week I saw this type of vibe for almost the whole entire zodiac, and it has started to clear up a little bit, but it's still lingering here for a lot of you. It's very mental, it's very imaginative, which doesn't have to be a bad thing. But before we fully get into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the August subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about it. So we see this lovely lady sitting there. It looks like she's journaling or writing something in a book. The background is very etheric. There's a bit of a nonsensical, whimsical vibe to this card. So when I see it, I always say it's very imaginative. It's very dreamy. Very Four of Cups type of energy. So for a lot of you, you might be in your head a little more than normal. You might be daydreaming, thinking things up, which could be very good for creativity. So I do always like to say, if you're feeling like you got a lot going on in the mind, express that in the outer world. For some of you, you might be receiving signs and synchronicities in the dream state. Spirit might be asking you to like dream journal, jot those things down, try to remember and analyze those dreams later on, because there could be a lot of symbolism to be had. But aside from all that, I just want to say for a lot of Taurus, even if none of that hit, there's a lot of mental benefits for a lot of you in this time, okay? Whether it's feeding your brain or whether it's using it for imaginative purposes. So good card, good way to start in my opinion. Okay, there's other routes that could go, of course. So hopefully you're not overthinking or anything like that. But let's get into tarot. I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a footnote. Yeah, I'm going to get you 3 tarot cards and up right before we get that intuitive juiciness flowing. So let's shuffle it up here one time, see what we got for you, Taurus. My guides, talk to me. What's up with my friends? And while we get the deck ready, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled Big Karmic Warning, and the reason it was titled such was because there were tons of karmic cards and archetypes all throughout. So for a lot of you, you could be undergoing big changes and metamorphosis within yourself, within circumstances, within relationships and work. It just felt like the karmic wheels were moving in a very big way for a lot of Taurus people. Things are changing, people are changing. So we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, karmic is universal energy. So we're going to see what's going on. And yeah, only take this how it hits for you, because energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. And we could be seeing your vibe or someone you're linked to. So let's get it going here. Another thing I was picking up last week, and I'm getting flashes of it again, was that like spirits keeping score about someone or something. So just keep that in mind. But all right, first card out, we got the Chariot. Wow, so we're starting with a bang, my friends. We're starting with action. We are starting with a bang. That could be distance and travel. You know the deal. Let's get 2 more here, though. What do we got for Taurus? I mean, I always like when we start with an action card. Okay. We have the 7 of Swords, which could be mysterious. That's not my favorite card to have. I'll be straight up honest with you, because that could be a warning of some sort. Let's get you one more. Okay, so we have repeating 7s here. Okay, we have the 7 of Pentacles, so the karmic energy is still at play. And notice, 777, Chariot, the 7th major arcana. So we have 777 straight across the board. Big number sign synchronicity. So in this time, let's just go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get that juicy intuitive stuff going. So at first look, first glance, I already was starting to speak about it. The number sign synchronicity. A lot of you could be getting tons of number signs in this time. But there's something about this 7 of Swords in the middle. It's really making me raise an eyebrow here. I'm like, not quite sure how to feel about that. But we'll really break it down. We have different elements happening here. So this could be several different things going on right now in life, or just a lot of energies affecting you. But let's go through one by one. Position number 1, we have the Chariot. Now, this is the one that's linked in with the Cancer collective, the Cancerian, so you might be connected to one very closely. If not, the Chariot is a big card of forward movement, forward momentum, either going to or away from something whenever we have this Chariot, with a ton of speed, a ton of determination. Generally, this is a very good card, in my opinion. Sometimes it could come up when you're wanting to travel or take a trip, vacation, or anything involving distance, the Chariot could represent. Another thing with this card, though, that I always mention that kind of gets glossed over in the tarot scene is that the Chariot is an instrument of war. It was created for warlike purposes, for battles, for conflicts. So there's always this little underlying aggression whenever we have this Chariot. So that's something that we'll pay attention to as we press further. But for some of you, it could just be getting something going. It could be someone taking an action, making a move, which is why I'm a little skeptical about this Seven of Swords right here in the center. And I'll tell you why. Okay, if you watch tarot, you know all about this little individual here making away with the swords. This card is very extreme in both ends. I would say the positives of this card, there's not a ton of them. The Seven of Swords could just be something you don't quite see. So on the optimistic side, this card could just represent something that's out of your field of view. This could be something you don't see right now or you don't know about it. It's something unexpected, it's hidden, secret. You get what I'm saying with this. However, this card could also be a warning from Spirit about specific individuals and the actions they take and make. This is a card of thieves. This is a card of liars, of sneakiness. You see the imagery on this card. So this could be a big warning, or it could just be something that we're not quite seeing just yet. So the clarifier for this could be extremely important, especially when we're next to such a big action card. Now, the thing that's going to be tying this up in a very nice, neat little bow is next to this card that could be a big warning, we have a karmic card once again, which we saw last week, the big karmic warning, the karmic card right next to the snaky energy. So I find that interesting. For a portion of you, this card could just represent a connection to nature. You might have a big interest in gardening, hiking, being out and connecting with nature when this card shows up. This is a card of waiting on something. This is somebody in a holding pattern. This is a card of patience when we see the Seven of Pentacles, like waiting on those things to bloom, waiting on those rewards, victories, whatever you want to call it. So your patience might be tested, but the thing that makes this a karmic card is you reap what you sow. What you put forth, you get back in return. So it's a card of consequence when I see it sometimes. And you see it next to the Seven of Swords, the 777 straight across. This could be a very big pillar of this whole entire reading, depending what comes out throughout the rest of it. Okay, so this is going to be an interesting one, Taurus. That is for sure. I would say this first and foremost, whatever it is you're doing, whatever it is you're dealing with in this time, just make sure you're doing it on the level and above water, if you know what I mean. Like, keep it real. But let's go through, and yeah, I want to dive deeper. We're going to jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for Taurus, please. Gods and Spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for Taurus? And yes, my friends, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Chariot here. Okay, and yeah, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why this box is here. If you're feeling any messages that you want to give to Taurus, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind. All right, Chariot time. Why is the Chariot here for Taurus? Thank you. Page of Swords in reverse. Okay. I'm getting the vibe of someone like having a flight response or wanting to run away from something. Page of Swords, you might be ducking somebody in this time, or there could be a very specific person that you're not really wanting to talk to. That's an odd vibe I'm picking up here, Taurus, with the Page of Swords in reverse. For a portion of you, yeah, maybe this is someone that you're just not seeing eye to eye with. There could be some conflict here, so this could be a little bit of a warning. When I get this page in reverse, I'm getting the vibe of like barreling someone over, like just steaming through it. So if you are having issues with somebody, like, I would advise any cross watchers to give your Taurus some space in this time. Like, don't pick a fight with them in this time, because like this Chariot to me is barreling this Page of Swords over. That's just the vibe I'm picking up, for whatever it's worth. So now wouldn't be a great time for conflict in any sort of way, whether it's like verbal or even physical. Like, we're not even going to go there. But for a portion of you, I do feel like there could be somebody that you're either trying to ignore, duck, or just you're not really wanting to talk to them for whatever reason. There could be big blockages in communication. That's a vibe I'm getting. I'm getting a flight response too, right? So maybe there is someone or something that's just making you want to run for the hills. Take that for what it's worth. I mean, that could be a warning depending on what else we get throughout this reading, Taurus, but we'll revisit that when we go through and do the recap. I don't want to overtalk it. Let's keep pressing forward because I feel like the Seven of Swords and Seven of Pentacles could be important as well. So let's keep going. Why is this Seven of Swords here? And if that's not you, that could be someone you're linked to that's having all those feelings I just spoke about. Let's see what that Seven of Swords is doing. I'm not a fan of this, my friends. We have the Two of Swords in the upright underneath the Seven of Swords. This is a sneaky person, okay? That's just what it feels like to me. There is somebody like doing things like behind the scenes, behind the shadows, and you know me, I'm not a fear monger, especially if you've watched me for quite a while. You know, I try to keep it light, I try to keep it optimistic as possible, but when I feel something in a reading, I'm going to tell you about it. The Seven of Swords with the Two of Swords in the upright to me is like huge red flag, sirens, like there is somebody that you need to really beware of. There is somebody that you need to keep an eye on. There is somebody that you should not be trusting their moves or their motives. If someone's acting funny in this time, trust your gut. That's just what I'm going to say. Trust your gut, because if someone's acting funny, if someone's moving funny, I would trust that gut for sure, because this feels like a huge warning here. Okay, maybe the flight response is for a reason. Okay, but the Two of Swords, yeah, sometimes it could be confusion or indecision, stuff like that. This is a card of mystery. It's a card of secrets, just like the Seven of Swords. So I do feel like there is a sneaky energy afoot. There is somebody where their motives or their actions aren't fully known, and your gut might be warning you about this. Okay, I would say this could absolutely be an important warning. And you know, I usually don't raise the alarm like that. For a portion of you, maybe there's something going on within you that you don't want to tell other people. I would say that's the light side of it. Maybe there's something going on, something you're feeling, and you want to keep it private. That's fine. But for a lot of you, I feel like there's someone whose motives aren't the nicest, and like you might not even see it coming. So at least now you have a little bit of forewarning. Trust your gut in this time if anyone's moving funny. We're going to move in on that Seven of Pentacles. There might be a very specific person that you got to watch out for in this time, Taurus. So let's go in on that Seven of Pentacles. Maybe there's someone you want to barrel over at this time. Like with that here, maybe there's someone that's like got your aggression. Okay, you're going to be fine regardless of who that is and what's going on. We got the Nine of Cups underneath this Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, let karma take its toll, right? Let the universe do what it does. You don't have to be the one that brings justice here. Now, the Nine of Cups to me is a card of wish fulfillment, happiness, very content. Maybe there's been times in the past where you have been too kind to people. Maybe there's something you're going through now where it's like, you know what, I gave so much. I always did everything this person asked, everything this person wanted. Like, that's kind of a vibe I'm picking up here on the back end. However, this is Spirit telling me that everything's going to be okay, regardless of what possible conflicts here, regardless of what this person's doing in the shadows. It doesn't really matter. It's inconsequential to what your final happiness is going to be. The karmic card with the Nine of Cups is telling me that Spirit can and will sort this out eventually. You just got to trust and believe in it and focus on what your happiness is, what your dreams are, what your goals and ambitions are. Okay, things have a funny way of working themselves out in this world. And I've been around a while. I've seen it many times, right? Spirit has a funny way of working things out. But I do feel like there's a happy ending here, regardless of the big red flags I was picking up in the center. Okay, I do feel Spirit sorting it out karmically, like we were seeing last week as well. So let's just go through and do a quick little recap, then we'll get into the shadow card. If you kindly look in the box, my friends, we have the Chariot with the Page of Swords in reverse. I was picking up a flight response. There could be someone you're purposely trying to ignore or don't want to speak to. You don't want to talk to them. You don't want nothing to do. That's kind of a vibe I was picking up here in the front end. Another thing I was picking up is if there is some sort of conflict, I was getting that run over type of energy, or barrel over, or push through them. So now would not be a great time for conflict, right? Because it's going to be a one-sided ordeal. Moving to the center, we have the Seven of Wands with the Seven of Swords, pardon me, with the Two of Swords in the upright. Both very mysterious, dark, hidden types of cards. Red flags galore. There might be someone around you that has secret motives that you really need to keep an eye on. Beware of certain individuals, especially if your gut is telling you about it. Trust your gut in this time, okay? Because there could be someone that's up to something here. Moving to the back end, we have the Seven of Pentacles. Very secretive in the middle. I keep getting drawn back to that. But on the back end, we have the Seven of Pentacles with the Nine of Cups in the upright. Everything will be okay in the end. Focus on your happiness, where you want to go, what you want to do. Even if you were over-accommodating to this individual, this on the back end tells me that Spirit can and will sort this out one day eventually. So please take a screenshot. I'm going to get you a shadow card. Interesting reading this week, Taurus. But we're going to see what's in the shadows for you. Guides, talk to me. What do we got in the shadows? And I always like to pull one shadow card at the end of every reading. I feel like it's introspective and it's a nice thing to do. Maybe we'll get more clues about this action. Maybe not, though. Whether it's a shadow within yourself or something you don't quite see. Let's see what's up. What do we got for Taurus? Thank you. Yeah, Knight of Wands. In this time, it would be very beneficial for you to not be too spontaneous in this time with the Knight of Wands. Now, for a portion of you, this could be signaling or warning about a fire sign that you are connected with or have a connection with. When I see the Knight of Wands, to me, this is once again another action card. But what are some of the rougher sides of the Knight of Wands? It's a party animal. Someone that parties it up too much, wants all the attention. This could be an egotistical type of energy. But the main thing with the Knight of Wands is that it is very spontaneous. So as a shadow card, maybe there have been things in the past that you've done or you did it on a whim and you regret it. It's only human. It happens. You need to release that and heal from that. But for a portion of you, Spirit could be saying, in this time, take it easy. Don't be this Knight of Wands on fire. Take it easy. So yeah, Taurus, that's what I got for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the August subscriber surprise. For the August subscriber surprise, I'll be picking 3 winners for 3 different tarot decks. It will be a winner's choice this month. So if you want the Gilded Tarot, it's your choice. If you want the Witch's Tarot or anything under $40 US, 3 winners will be chosen. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed, which I'm sure you already are. And second, let me know down in the comments what you think is the best use for tarot. Speaking to spirit, shadow work, inner work, confusion, you'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, in August, I'll announce the winners in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love. I'll see you soon.